Hey, lovelies, I'm back. And I'm here today to get ready with you, or have you get ready with me, whichever. And we are going to talk about the Real Housewives of New York, the season 13 premiere. I love my New York ladies. I always have. They've always been my favorite. Ever since the first season I saw them, honestly, Bethany, she's always gonna be my favorite. I love her. I wish she was still on the show. But, you know, we'll take what we can get. So, let's see. First, it is so weird that there's only 5 housewives in New York right now. I want to say that for like the last, I don't even know how many seasons, like since Sonia first came on, since like season 3, 4, I don't know. They've always had like 7 housewives, at least 6. So it's weird that there's only 5 New York housewife ladies now. Anyhow, so I like how the New York producers do the show. So they like were just, before they started with the taglines, they were just kind of like popping in with each one before they went into actual like starting the show with the taglines and everything. So first, Mario and Ramona are still, you got to give them credit. Like, for them not being married, and he cheated on her and really put her through the ringer. Even though Ramona is Ramona, you know, you still gotta give her that like, she went through a really hard time with Mario, and how he really broke her heart. Poor Ramona. Anyhow, isn't that fun? Oh my goodness, that's funny for me to even say poor Ramona. Anyways, so I was happy to see them, you know, all together, and with Avery, you know, because I think that I've always liked seeing their little family together, you know. I say you know a lot. Have you guys noticed that? You probably have. Anyhow, and I think it's so funny. It didn't seem like most of the women are that excited about wearing masks, which honestly, I think it was a big change for everybody. I don't think it's just these ladies, you know. I think everybody was getting, especially during the season of them filming. You know, it was really weird back in those early stages. I think most people are it's just normal everyday life anymore. But I thought it was funny that Luann would be the one to say that the masks she doesn't really like because they're a fashion faux pas. Like, I just feel like out of all of the New York housewives, I am not shocked that it was her to say it. And we see that Sonia's back in her townhouse again, so I don't know. I feel like she should just keep it. I mean, it's such a great piece of real estate. Although, I mean, with it just being her and her daughter being out of the house, I'm pretty sure her daughter is like on her own now. We never see her on the show, so I don't actually know how old her daughter is. I want to say she's definitely an adult though. Okay, so let's talk my favorite, the taglines. So they, of course, had to have new taglines this season because there's new people, and I think Bravo just typically does new taglines automatically. There was a couple franchises that had the same ones there at one point, and anyways, most of the time they change them now. So let's start with Luann's. Of all the vices, or no, it says these are direct quotes, okay? These are their actual taglines. Of all my vices, being glamorous is one I'll never give up. Love it. Leah, I'm sex positive and BS negative. Ramona. Oh, Ramona. Do you guys ever feel like her taglines are basically like essentially the same year after year? Like, oh my goodness. To know Ramona is to love her, and I love her, and that's just what it is. Okay. So, Ramona. I may say the wrong thing, but my intentions are always right. Of course they are, Ramona. Of course they are. Because Ramona does say the wrong thing a lot of the time. She is always getting herself into water. Hot water. Ebony, which she is the new one, her tagline is, I've had to work twice as hard for half as much, but now I'm coming for everything. We're gonna see. We don't know Ebony really, so we're gonna see what she's gonna bring to the table. She is Leah's friend, which I'm getting ahead of myself here talking about that, but we'll get into that. Okay. And then Sonia, and her and Ramona are just like the same in a sense. Like their taglines are always essentially about just a little tweaking each season, but essentially like most of them all kind of mesh together, I guess. But anyways, Sonia says, just like in New York City, Sonia Morgan never goes out of style. She got a point though. I mean, Sonia, she definitely is reality TV gold. Like, she really is. Just her in general. I love that Sonia is on the show. I've had my seasons where I'm like over her bullshit and I'm like, and her and Ramona together especially. Like every year I dread when they go on a trip together because I'm like, all right, how's this room situation going? Because we know that Ramona and Sonia are always rooming together. But they go about it so dirty to get like next room. They have to have their baths and they have to have this and that, which we know. They go out of town this season. We'll be seeing it. Just wait. All right, so I already mentioned, which I always have to have my little notes, guys. So I've already mentioned how weird it is to see only 5 housewives. It's just weird. I'm sorry, it's weird. I'm used to them all lumped in together in the opening scene, and now to see like so much space apart with their apples, I'm like, this is weird. We need to get a couple more wives in here. Like this isn't, I'm not used to it in New York. I'm used to having like 6, 7, 8, you know, housewives. I'll get over it. It's okay. We're gonna get past it. So Leah got she had a nose surgery. I don't know if it was for breathing issues or if she just wanted it or if it was a little bit of both. But regardless, that's not the point. I think that her nose looks actually really natural for her face. Like, I don't feel like, if she didn't tell me, I don't know if I would have noticed. Because it looks very fitting for her. So yeah, I like Leah's new nose. I think it looks good. So not only did she get a new nose, she's gotten a new apartment, and I do like it. It looks a lot more like spacious and bright, and I don't know, I think it just looks a little better than more her style maybe even than what she had last season. But I like that, you know what, she's an independent, she's a single woman, and she seems to be able to just be doing it all on her own. And what I like about it is that she's not trying to do too much. That's just my opinion. But anyways, so Leah's talking about how she's converting to Judaism or, and that with her sister on FaceTime. And so I don't know how long she's been in the process of converting, but she does say that she's been looking to convert to Judaism for quite a while, and she's finally going through with it. And Yom Kippur, which is the Jewish New Year, is coming up. And I guess that, I'm not Jewish. I just watch a lot of Bravo, and Bravo with Andy Cohen being Jewish, he seems to bring a lot of other like Jewish, I don't know if it's him, but it seems to be that Bravo's very Jewish friendly. So I see a lot of other shows where there's people that practice Judaism, and I just see like some of their culture and some of their practices and rituals, and I think it's really, I think it looks fun to partake in those like dinners, and like I like watching it. I like to see it. It's really cool to me. Anyway, so Yom Kippur is coming up, and she wants to like apologize to her dad for making not the greatest of choices while she was going through all of her stuff that she's gone through with, well, if you've watched Leo last season, you know what I'm talking about. Now I don't know, like it kind of felt like a forced apology to me. Like I don't know if I really felt that she was genuine about it. Like I don't know if it's because she was doing it on TV, so that's why it seemed that way. I don't know, it just seemed like a really weird scene, and I don't know, I wasn't really for it. But regardless, I just want to know, what are your thoughts of her journey with on her journey with Judaism? What do you think of it? Let me know. I am just gonna wait and see, because you know, you never know. I don't want to make my judgments now because I could be totally wrong. Anyways, let me know. So the season and Ramona and Luann are friends again. What? I don't know. This could be make for a good season, or it could not. You know, you never know. Those two just go back and forth all the time. And they have, because they've been on since season 1 together. So, you know, their friendship has really gone back and forth. I can tell that they're always really supportive of each other. And I do like to see that sometimes even when they're in like odds with one another, that they will still be there for each other. Okay. And I do like Joanne's new place, and that she's back in the Upper East Side. It's been a while since we've seen Luann there. You know, she was kind of going all over the place, and she's gone through a lot with like her kids and her ex because she doesn't just have the count anymore as an ex. She also has, who can forget, Tom. Well, she hasn't, and I'm going to get there real quick. Of course she hasn't. Hold on, though. So, Luann is serving up non-alcoholic rosé because she is now on a journey to, well, I think that it's always going to be a continual journey for her with struggling with the drinking. Sadly, it's probably going to go on forever, and I hate to say it that way, but it is the truth. However, she does say that when she was in Sag Harbor, she feels that she was allergic to alcohol. Okay. And it's because she couldn't remember how she had gotten home a couple times. I don't know if that's being allergic to alcohol necessarily, or if it's just that you had too much to drink, Luann. Let's just call it for what it is. But allergic. We'll go with that. We're going to go with that. And then like the whole time that she's telling Ramona this, Ramona is just looking like, what? This summer? What? Oh, man. Because, you know, like the last time that they had seen Luann, she was like on her journey to not be drinking anymore. That was like at the reunion. But like I said, I'm going to say that this is going to be a continual challenge for her, you know? And I hate to say it that way, but it's true. It is. I have family members that struggle with alcoholism, and I think that Luann, I don't want to put labels on anybody, but I am pretty sure that Luann said that she's an alcoholic. So or, you know, that she struggles with alcohol. So, either way, don't take me for saying that I don't know for sure, you know, I don't know if she's an alcoholic technically. I just know that she has her struggles with, alcohol, and we've seen it on the show. So really, I'm just wishing her the best. Maybe this, non-alcoholic rosé that she's, doing, maybe that'll be the trick for her to feel like she's drinking, but she's not. And, you know, I really do wish her the best. But Ramona just did crack me up when she was talking to Luann about it. And she was, you know, if you watch the New York Housewives, Ramona and her, oh my gosh, I have the chills. That just gave me the chills when you were talking about it. It's just like her classic line. I laugh every time that she does it. Because I'm like, okay, Ramona, we're doing that. We're doing that. But so I want to say again, I really wish Luann well on her journey, because I can't imagine that it's an easy struggle to have, especially on a reality show where it is basically looked upon for you to be drunk and have, you know, the producers and stuff are supplying the alcohol. I mean, it's not a hidden thing on the Real Housewives. So, now Ramona and Sonia are on the outs, which I just sometimes think that Sonia she goes through some things, and I think that she just kind of retreats or something. I don't know. That's just what I feel like I've gathered over the seasons. But anyhow, so her and Ramona are on the outs, which this happens every now and again. And I feel like they're kind of maybe being too hard on Sonia, because, you know, they're talking about how she's all acting funny and stuff. Well, I mean, the pandemic really, I think, brought out different things in different people, you know, because it was just such a crazy time. So I think that they're just kind of being a little hard on Sonia here. And, I don't know. Maybe they just need to give her some understanding. But anyways, so then they go and they go outside on Luann's, like, terrace, I think is what it's called there. I've never been to New York, can you tell? I'm a little Midwestern girl from Indiana. I don't know nothing about New York City. But anyways, Luann went outside and she was like, oh, look over there. Do you know whose terrace that is? It's Tom's. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Luann, girl, don't play me like that. Don't play any of us like that. You knew where Tom's was. You were married to him. You lived there. I know New York is big, but girl, you've lived in New York for a long enough time. Please don't act like you don't know the area well enough to know that Tom's was right there in sight. But okay, we'll let it slide. We'll let you convince people that, you know, that's fine. And then she was like, oh, and I know when he's in town, because I can see the lights on. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It just made me laugh. Because I'm like, Luann, please, you're not making it any better with what you're saying. So she said, obviously, that she avoids going to the Regency, which we all know that is Tom's stomping grounds. Not only was he going there with Luann when they were married, but he was entertaining other women there behind her back while they were married. Oh, Tom. He's old news. Why am I even talking about him myself? Anyways, so now we see a segment with the new girl, Ebony, and Leah. So she is friends with Leah, which I think that, and I mean, this is pretty obvious, given that Leah was the newest member last season, in season 12. And I don't really feel like she hit it off with that many ladies. Like, I kind of feel like maybe Bravo wants her in because she's younger. And just to kind of bring in that part of New York, just a younger vibe to the show. But, you know, these OGs, they've been doing it for a long time. And I just feel like they weren't really feeling Leah's shenanigans last season. So Bravo wanted to keep her. Tinsley left. And so they brought in a person that is friends with Leah. So she has that somebody like on her side, you know. Which, I mean, I get it. Anyway, so that's why I feel like Ebony got brought on, is because she is Leah's friend. And Leah is going to need some sort of alliance with somebody after her season last year with the other ladies. So anyways, you know, I'm just kind of wondering, with the dynamic of her being friends with Leah, like how the other ladies are gonna act with her. I mean, we got to see a little bit of it last night. Or not last night, in the premiere episode. I watched it last night, twice last night. I did. Anyway, so yeah, and then they're sitting there on the bench, they're talking, you know, whatever. And Leah, she's more like vulgar. Like, she'll talk more about things that the other housewives don't dare talk about. And Ebony seems like she is also going to be that type. So that'll be interesting to see them talk about things that make Ramona squirm, because we all know that Ramona is the one that will squirm in her boots the most. But anyhow, they're talking about, like, taking a shit at their dude's house. And Leah's like, I'd rather have a colonic than do that. And Ebony's like, you feed me dinner and I gotta go. I don't care where I'm at. Like, I'm going. And Leah's like, I can't do that. But the debate just had me laughing, because it's just funny to see how differing two people can be on one subject matter. I find it always entertaining. So we go back to Sonia, and she's talking with one of her interns, which I'm going to get to that in a second, because I'm not understanding the whole intern situation here. But anyways, so she's talking to them about how she wants to host a party at the townhouse with the ladies, which I'm all for. Sonia's townhouse parties are always pretty entertaining to me. And then she's like, she's just a hot mess. Like, she just makes me laugh because her antics in general. So she's like asking her intern about running her bath water for her. She was like, oh, you don't even know how to do this, do you? Let me show you how I like my bath water to be. Oh, Sonia. So, I don't have a little mirror with me today, so I'm gonna have to like get all up in my mirror in front of me here and do my mascara. Anyway, so where was I? Oh yeah, the bathtub. So she's like asking her, do you know how to run my bathtub water for me? Let me show you. And she is just such a hot mess. She like, just, oh dear, just her and the shenanigans that come with her. Anyway, so let's get on to these internships that she always has. Like, what are these for? Why are we sending interns to Sonia Morgan? What is she, like, what benefits are these interns receiving from her by doing this internship? Like, it's just the weirdest thing to me. Like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I just don't ever really see Sonia doing anything, unfortunately. Like, I'm just trying to understand, like, does she do this so people can understand how to, like, run a household or something? Like, I just want to know what the interns benefit from this internship with her. So, let me know, guys. What do you think? Do you guys know? Have you looked into it? Because I have not. But for years, I've been wondering, like, why why does she always have all these interns in her house? Like, it's just the weirdest thing to me. And they're always doing the most bizarre things for her, too. Like, she should just get an assistant. Or is she saving money by getting interns? And so that's why she doesn't have an assistant, is because she can get interns for, like, free or whatever. And have them do all this work that a assistant should be doing for her. Light bulb. That could be it. I could be onto something here, guys. Let me know. All right. So now they jump back into Ebony, like, because before, you know, we just seen her like with Leah or whatever, and that's how they always introduce a new lady to us, is they like have the new lady and whoever they're friends with like go, I don't know, get coffee or something together, and then they'll like actually go somewhere with all the other ladies. So anyways, or before that, first we meet them, and then we get like their own little segment of the show to like introduce themselves to us and everything. And then they normally go out with the other ladies. Getting ahead of myself. Come on, Tiffany. You know this. You know this. Anyways. So I think that Ebony is a really great addition so far. Like, first of all, first and foremost, with how diversified New York is as a whole. Like, not just New York City and Manhattan, but just like all the boroughs and just everything. It's like, it's called a melting pot. And it's just like immersed with so many different cultures and races, and just it's very diverse there in general. I don't have to go to New York to be smart enough to see that. I mean, come on now. I think anybody who lives here in America knows that New York is very diverse. So this whole time that we've had the New York Housewives, all 12 seasons prior to this one, she is the first woman of color to represent. Is that not crazy? I think it is. I could not, like, when I finally realized that, and I'm like, how did I, and maybe this is where my white side kicks in. I don't know, but how did I never notice it? How didn't I? How did I never notice that they were not bringing in another person to show the diversification of New York? I feel so silly that I never even noticed that. So I'm really happy to have her on the show. And I think that she's very beautiful. She seems to articulate herself well. You can tell that she's very driven. I mean, sure, she was hiding her car from repo company there for a little bit. But, you know, we all have, I always feel like it's like every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. Like, we're all human. We all make mistakes. Like, I'm not going to sit here and judge the girl because there for a while she was trying to keep a hold of her car when maybe she couldn't afford payments. You know, we've all been in our own predicaments. So other than that, though, I think that she seems like she's going to be a really good addition to the Housewives show. I'm just still wondering how the other ladies will be with just her and Leah's friend coming in there. You know, that's always the interesting part, especially when it's women that have been on the series since like them, the beginning. Well, Sonia was season 3, like halfway through season 3, but at this point, you know what I'm saying. She's been there long enough. So now we're gonna jump into the brunch over at Sonia's, and of course she is just Hot Mess Express before all the ladies get there, and her clothing tags. Oh my gosh! Like, at least she admits though, it's like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna keep this. That's why I keep all the tags on. But it always just cracks me up when they're hanging out and somebody else is like tucking it in for her. She's in here like trying to get stuff out of a pond. Like, girl, you got people showing up to your house soon. And here you are, like, doing all this extra stuff. She's always on Sonia time. She even said that herself. Okay. So, Ebony and, Leah, I almost forgot her name. So they're like on their way to, Sonia's, and, it's just so funny to me that Ebony's like, I really don't care much about anything else. Like, they just better have some good food. And girl, let me just say, I'm with you. Like, don't invite me somewhere and then it's gonna be some nasty food or something. Or no food at all. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. I'm gonna need some good food wherever I'm going. And don't worry, because if I'm hosting something, you better believe I'm gonna have some good food there. Okay? Food is like life. Okay. Now that we got that handled, let's see. Oh yeah. They like flash back to Sonia still trying to like nitpick everything, and she's like trying to get her the concrete of her outyard terrace garden like cleaned up. And Leah and Ebony show up. They're like asking, you know, is there anything that they could help her with or whatever? And she's like, no, because this dirt can't, you know, be swept in a certain way because of the, I don't know. Anyways, she just always has some, like, thousands of things going on before she plans an event. And to know Sonia is to love her. I don't know what I'm doing with this foundation today, guys. I'm just having fun with it. I like this little thing. Okay. Anyways, and then Sonia. So she has a koi fish pond, right? She goes up to Ebony to talk about how all of her fish are diversified and have they're all different color. Some of them, because they're orange and black and white, are biracial. I see what you're doing, Sonia. I see what you're doing. Let's just be honest. I'm sure that like all the viewers, we all see what you're doing. We get it. But kind of a reach in there. Trying to diversify fish. Even Ebony thought so. That she was kind of being a little too extra with, you know, trying to diversify the fish. So anyhow, let's see, what's next? By the way, I'm not doing my hair today. I can't. I wore it done yesterday, and oh my gosh, the wind was just driving me nuts. My hair was blowing everywhere. I have to go to my best friend's daughter is an official teenager today. Isn't that crazy? I remember when she was first born. But anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna go to a birthday party and it's gonna be outside. I'm not even gonna mess with my hair today. So it's gonna be a mom bun, which is pretty much my everyday, but you know, whatever. Just wanted to tell you guys, like, if you don't see me doing my hair, it's because I'm not doing it. This is it. That's what we're working with today. Anyways, okay. So Sonia goes in to talk about, like, basically how things have flopped on her with that Century 21 clothing brand, which I feel sorry for Sonia because she sometimes has, especially with her clothing line ideas, it seems like she has great ideas and it seems like she has good pieces when I've seen her like wear them to the reunions and everything. But it always flops for her. Like, I don't know if she's just choosing the wrong people to partner up with and she just has really bad choosing when it comes to that, or what the deal is. But I'm like, girl, how come they're always flopping on you? Because it seems like you have a good idea, you know? I don't know. Feel for her. So I'm just wondering why, you know, it always seems to happen to her. Okay. And then Ebony was talking about how, like, she was planning the whole wedding and everything. And basically it just all fell apart, you know, come January. Like, he didn't want any more kids. She wants kids. He had, like, I think she said 3. Yeah, 3, because she said 2 are, like, college age and one's still a younger teenager. But, I really felt bad for her. Because, you know, I personally know a lot of people that their relationships fell apart in 2020. Like, I remember going into the quarantine time and all that stuff, and then coming out, I would go and, you know, meet up with some friends or something and learn that, you know, like, their marriage or their relationship or something, like, had fallen apart. And it just really broke my heart that so many people that I love and care about really experienced some hard times in 2020, let alone all the shutdowns, all the changes in the world, and then, like, your home life also falls apart. It's awful. So, you know, I really hope that Ebony can find somebody to share her life with and start a family with, because I feel like every person that wants that, I just want them to have that. Like, I'm married to a really wonderful man. I've been with him, it'll be 13 years this August that we will be together. And I feel like our love gets deeper for one another each and every year. And it just is so incredible. And I always think that other people's relationships are like that, and then I'll find out otherwise, and I feel so sad because I want everybody to have that. I feel like these days a lot of people, because I don't want to say just men, but there's people that it seems like they're not happy with what's right in front of them, and they think that maybe something better is out there. Or they're settling for somebody that never was the right person, and they try to make it work, and then it just doesn't. And it just makes me sad. I just want everybody to find the right person for them that'll love them. That's me. I love, like, I'm a sucker for, like, real, true love. Like, I just am, like, a fan of real, true love. There's just something about it. Like, me and my husband, I want to be like our grandparents, and, like, we're gonna be together till our freaking dying day. And I just want that for everybody. I want everybody to have that. Anyways, let's get back to our Housewives. Let's not, I could go on about that for too long, and nobody wants to hear me go on and on about that. Anyways, so Luann was talking about how she's got a new dude, which, I mean, Luann always has some guy. She's never without, you know, she always got her little man. And Ramona, you know, Ramona, she just has friends. Just friends. She sees men that are just friends. You know how Ramona is. She cracks me up. And then she's been sitting around with Harry Dubin. I thought we were done with Harry Dubin. I thought we were done with Harry Dubin seasons ago, when he was supposed to be with Sonia. I don't know. Maybe that was just all a storyline for Sonia, because they were supposed to, like, make it look like they were, like, gonna get engaged, and I don't know, all this stuff. And then he leaves the finale party with Luann. Because it's just weird. Luann and Ramona and Sonia, it's like, I thought that there was a lot of men in New York. These women are making me think there's, like, 5 men. And they just each pass them around. Let's not forget the Tom thing. Okay. Gosh, that was just a nightmare, was it not? Oh. And then Ebony cracked me up because, you know, she was talking about that Leah was, like, finding talent. I want to say it was, like, a basketball team or some sort of team, and she thought the players were cute, and Ebony's like, you should be looking at the bosses. Like, why are you messing with the talent? You should be, like, wanting to get it in with the bosses and maybe, like, date one of them, not one of the players and the talent. Sorry, I had to laugh at that, because I'm like, you go, girl. Don't you settle for anything less. All right. So far, Leah seems a lot more chill without alcohol, which I don't know if she was just acting out last year for the show because she wanted to secure her place on the show. But she just seems like she's like a lot more low key right now, and seeing her and Luann team up to like not drink together, because I feel like Luann just like needs that. I feel like she really probably struggles during the filming, because like I said, it's like it's commonly known that you are to like party, you know, and we've seen Luann fall in a bush before. So I just feel like I like that, to see her reach out to Leah and say like, hey, let's team up. I mean, we'll see how long it lasts. If it does, we'll see. Because Luann, the thing with Luann is that she's like really low-key, sneaky. I don't know how you want to put it. But Luann's the type that if she was drinking, she would keep it real low-key. She wouldn't want it being aired out, even though it would be regardless because people will catch on. But I just feel like it might be harder for me to catch on to her before Leah, because Leah's going to act out, whereas Luann's going to try to keep it more tame. And then Ramona just randomly shouts to Ebony that she just feels a bond with her right away. There's just something that she just feels so connected with. We'll see. We'll see, Miss Ramona. We know how you are. We know how you operate. If you're a Housewives fan that's been watching her for as long as what I have from season 1, we'll see, Ramona. We'll see. So they're going to go to the Hamptons, which I do like seeing them out there. They're going to go to the Hamptons. And then Luann was talking about, you know, how she has a place in Sag Harbor, and Ebony's like, oh my gosh, I love Sag Harbor. Do you guys know the history? Was anybody else surprised that all these white women did not know the history, and how black slave owner, like people that were slaves, were like allowed to actually buy property there and stuff in Sag Harbor, and just like how monumental that was, and nobody seemed to even know about that. Like all these women that are in that area all the time, like they never even bothered to find out that history. So thank goodness we have somebody educating these women. Let me do my finishing spray. Oh wait, lips and then spray. Okay. So then they're like, as the episode ends, they're like showing these like clips of the women at the get together at Sonia's, like all embracing each other and the year they're gonna have and blah blah blah. And there's like little snippets of these clips, and I think it's gonna be from this coming up episode. Just little snippets of like them all getting into it, like different ones getting into it with each other. I like that. Again, I really like how the producers in New York film out the season. I don't know. I like it. I like it compared to the other franchises and how those producers do theirs. And then, of course, we get to see a little clip of the... Hang on. Now I can spray. Hold on. I don't know why, but I just like love that feeling. Okay. I don't like when it gets in my hair, but you know what? Again, I'm not doing my hair today. This is it. None of that. I wish I knew how to do cuter updos, but I like the bun. Whatever. Okay, back to the Housewives. So then they show what it's gonna be like what to expect for this season, and it looks entertaining for sure. It definitely looks entertaining, and it looks like it's gonna probably be a little bit more controversial than other seasons. I'm for it. I'm here. I'm for it. I think it's gonna be funny when they paint the nude guy. And then there's some other ones where I'm like cringing already. You know what's really missing this season? Dorinda. That is like the thing that really I feel like I'm missing the most is Dorinda. I'm sad that she left, but no Housewife can stay forever. Well, that was our season 13 Real Housewives of New York premiere. The premiere for Beverly Hills Housewives is coming up this week. I'm excited. And then obviously there's going to be the Housewives of Atlanta, the last part of the reunion. I'll be doing that one. Dallas Housewives, New York, and Beverly Hills. I'm going to have 4. I'm going to have 4 videos that I'm going to be able to do just on Housewives this week. I'm pretty excited now. So anyways, that was my Get Ready With Me with our New York girls. I'll be back, I guess, multiple times this coming week for more. Yeah, just let me know what your thoughts were on the premiere episode. I'm dying to hear what other people are thinking. So just let me know. Subscribe to me if you want to be able to see these videos when they first come out. And I just appreciate it. If you have been watching it all the way through, I appreciate all the love and just sitting here with me. I mean, I'm not even expecting it, but I really hope that if you have sat here that you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you'll come back and watch more. You have a great day. Bye.